Next we have three important properties inside Flexbox. These are flex grow, flex shrink and flex basis. These are the properties which makes Flexbox model more flexible, and all of these properties are applied to the flex items. The flex grow property allows the items to grow if there is extra space inside the container. For example, here on our page we have right now 10 different boxes and there is some extra space inside the container on the horizontal direction. So the what flex grow property will do, if we apply flex grow to each and every item will grow and will try to fill up this space. For example, let's apply some value, and the flex grow property accepts unitless values in number, but it cannot be negative, which provides the ability to grow to the items. So let's apply some value for the box. Say for each and every box, let's say box, then let's say flex grow, say 1 here. Now save the file, give it a refresh here. As we have applied flex grow 1, so each and every item grown and then it fill all these extra spaces. So right now we don't have any extra space in the horizontal direction inside the flex container. Alright, by default each and every item has flex grow value 0. So now if I give it a refresh to our page, we will get back into the normal. So that's the default one. If we are not applying flex grow 0 also, then also it will remain same, because that's the default value for each and every item. So now if we say just flex 1, each and every item will grow. Save the file and give it a refresh here. So every item grown up. Actually let's have just 2 items inside of HTML so that it will be more understanding. Now save our file, refresh. So now we can see our first item also grown up and the second item also grown up. So what is happening again? Whatever the extra space was there, so that means whatever the extra space was here, this extra space will be equally distributed between these 2 items. That means because both of these items is having flex grow 1. So if I give it a refresh again, so both item is now taking whole horizontal space and filling the extra space. We can also do one thing, that we can provide say box 1 to flex grow say 2 and box 2 flex grow 1. Now save our file, give it a refresh here. Now as we can see, the box 1 got twice extra space than the box 2, because this has got the value of flex grow 2. That means it will grow 2 times than the box 2. So as it is happening, we can apply any value. We can also say flex grow 10, give it a refresh here. As you can see, now the first item is getting 10 times extra space than the second item. That's how flex grow works. It provides the ability to items to grow up to fill up the extra space. Next we have flex shrink. So what flex shrink does, it provides the ability to item to shrink up. As we can see, the items are shrinking, but actually right now it does not make sense more here. So before discussing about the flex shrink, first let's discuss about flex basis. Then this flex shrink as well as flex grow will make more sense. So now let's apply flex basis for box 1. Let's say flex basis here, say 400 px, and for the box 2 also we will say flex basis 400 px, and we will get rid of this flex grow. Alright, actually we can remove that. Alright, now save our file, give it a refresh here. Alright, it is still growing, so box 2 is still growing. Now comment it out. Alright, now we have 2 boxes and each and every box is having some width. It is taking some space, that is 400 px. If we inspect our page here, then for the box 1, if I say computed here, so it is 320 and 40 it is the padding, so it becomes 400 px. For the box 2 also it is also 320. So now both of these box is getting 400 px. That's the flex basis we have applied. The flex basis is similar to the width, but the difference is that the flex basis sets a base width. Flex basis sets a base width to the item from where the flex grow property will work and from where the flex shrink property will work. So right now we have 400 flex basis to all these items. Now if I say here for box 1 flex grow 1 as well as for box 2 flex grow 1, now save the file, give it a refresh here. As we can see, the item grown up, but it grows from the base width we had applied here. After the 400 and after the 400, then the first item as well as second item grown up. So the flex grow property works after the flex basis. Similarly, after the flex basis, flex shrink starts working. So here in our page, after 400 for these, 400 for these, that means 800 px. After the 800 px, item will try to shrink up. So right now we haven't applied any shrink property. The shrink property, let's apply shrink property here. Flex shrink, let's say 1 here. So I will get rid of this flex grow from here so that we can differentiate between flex grow and flex shrink. So now give it a refresh. Now we have 400 for this, 400 for this, 800 px. So after this 800 px, item will try to shrink up. So just let's inspect our page from here. So just at the top right corner, keep looking our width of the window. So go to 800, 800, 800, not yet. Yeah, from here our item will start shrink up. So if I reduce more, you can see our item is shrinking up just because we have applied flex shrink 1, and the flex shrink 1 is the default value. If I comment it out also, then also our flex shrink will work. So again, if I reduce my screen size, still it is shrinking. But if we apply flex shrink 0 for these items, 0 here, and for this item also flex shrink 0. So now save our file, give it a refresh. Alright, no changes by now, but as soon as we reduce our page from here, let's go to 800, 800. Alright, as soon as we hit the 800 px, we start getting horizontal scroll. Reduce more a bit. As we can see, we have a horizontal scroll just because our item is not shrinking now, because we just apply flex shrink 0. By default, each and every item has flex shrink value 1, and as soon as we apply 0, then the item stops shrinking. Alright, for the flex shrink also we can apply any value, any unitless number value, but it cannot be negative. Alright, now let's apply flex shrink, flex grow and flex basis, all three at one time. So we have flex grow 1 here, at flex grow 1 here also, and flex shrink 0. We will get back into flex shrink 1. That means the item will be having ability to shrink up also and grow up also. So now give it a refresh our page. Alright, let's increase the size of our screen. Now we can see our item is growing also to fill up the extra space, and our item will shrink up also to accommodate according to the size of the screen. Now as we can apply different values, so for the flex grow we can say for the first item flex grow 2, as well as for the flex here, this will let it be 1 only. Save the file, give it a refresh. Now we can see the first item is getting 2 times extra space than the second item. Similarly we can also do for the flex shrink. Now give it a now apply 2 flex shrink, we will see the difference here. Now reduce our screen size. As we can see here, the first item is shrinking more than the second item just because it is having 2 value for the shrinking, and this is having 1 value for the shrinking. So that's why this one looks smaller than the second one. Alright, so these are the flex grow, flex basis and flex shrink. There is one shorthand property for all of these values. And so for the flex grow, flex basis, flex shrink, we have one property that is flex, and this value accepts three different values for the flex grow, flex shrink and flex basis. So flex grow 1, flex shrink 1 and flex basis may be 400 px. Then similarly for this also, flex 1, 1 and 400 px. Now both of these items will grow and will get extra space equally, as well as both of these items will shrink also, and base width of these items will be 400 px. Now give it a refresh. So here we have flex grow 1, that means both these items are growing, and flex shrink, that means the items are shrinking also, and the base width is 800 px.